Greetings, royal family. Thanks for clicking on the video. I'm back. All right, Love and Hip Hop Miami season 4. This is episode 7. Wrong way, wrong road, whatever the title name is. I don't even have time to get all the pictures in order. I just finished watching this episode 7, right? And when I tell you that I couldn't get on this microphone fast enough, baby. All right, so we're gonna get through what we need to get through because I want to lay into Blondie, who is Ace Hood's mama. I'm saving that to the end. So the episode opens up with Sukihana. I think where I caught it from, Suki is having a meeting, with management. And basically, Miami Tip is back on the team. Now, Suki's boyfriend, he's a little bit too involved, and at the end of the episode, they end up getting into a unnecessary argument. Suki was talking down to him. They were trading insults. Suki's whole deal is she separates business from personal, which I understand. I don't know. Her boyfriend seems to kind of want to be involved for her best interests. Do you think he has ulterior motives? Do you think he's doing too much? I just think that he's trying to be protective of Suki. I don't know. He's protecting the bag, in my opinion. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Now, even though I know Trick Daddy was not in this episode, like I said, I did not even have time to organize my photos. I wanted to come on here and get my thoughts out quick. So Trina, she is supporting a local up-and-coming artist from Miami, and this artist asked Trina to make a cameo in her video. Trina obliged, okay? I love that. She said that the girl is a hard worker. That's why she decided to be in the video. So she's at a video shoot, and of course, nothing is organized, right? Corey, CO, whatever his name is, he dropped the ball. Trina Day is a day that honors Trina. She got blessed with her own day in Miami, I guess, or whatever city it is, probably Miami. And Trina Day is coming up and things aren't done, right? Now, I get that Trina has tenure in the game, but I feel like this isn't a good look for possible future endeavors, right? Like every season she has like a janky team. This one drops the ball and she have to fire this one. This one is stealing money. And it's just always something. She's having a meltdown about Trina Day. She's on the phone with someone who was a part of her team but is now living in Georgia and is working remotely, okay? And I think that Trina gets very comfortable with the people who she hires, and instead of firing them and going through the hassle of hiring and training new people, she just has meltdowns and expects people to just deal with it, like her now fiance. I can't remember his name. Her fiance. He's so used to the outbursts. It's sad, quite honest. Raymond, I think that's his name, right? Anyway, so she's supposed to be filming this video and getting ready to go on set to film the video, and she's having a meltdown backstage about Trina Day, right? Now, Joy, bless her heart, she's outside talking to CO, and Joy feels that Trina is under a lot of stress and has anxiety. Now, CO made a suggestion that I think is a good idea. Let's give Joy some camera time here, right? Isn't that a pretty picture of her? CO makes a suggestion, and he says that Trina might need counseling. Because again, Joy, she's used to it. She knows that Trina has meltdowns and, her losing her mother, her just recently celebrating the anniversary of her brother's passing. She's overwhelmed and it's a lot. It's just her, So CO says that maybe they need counseling. And Joy says, the way that Trina kind of copes is by seeing everybody come together. But I think this raises a good point. And then they had the little informational screen set up where if you need more information, if you're feeling overwhelmed or depressed, they have an 800 number. I thought that was very responsible. But even though CO seems to be dropping the ball as well, it appears, as part of her team, he made a good suggestion. I get it that sometimes people may not be accustomed to seeking outside help, but that's why people are professionals at things like this. And yes, being around loved ones and family can definitely provide some sense of relief and comfort, but Trina could be dealing with something greater that she either doesn't want to acknowledge or she may not even realize. She might just think like, I'm in the music business. It's always it's stress, it is what it is. I got to be a strong Black woman and go through, some people get so accustomed to strife and turmoil. They think that it's a part of life, but there's coping mechanisms, safe and healthy coping mechanisms, and resources that you can utilize. So hopefully this season we will see that being a group effort. Since Trina likes to have her family and be supportive, Joy and Bobby Lights, they're pretty much supportive of one another. Maybe that's something that they all can do together. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. And Joy also mentioned that Trina masks her pain by being a workaholic. So she's basically she's avoiding dealing with the issue. A lot of people, that's how some people cope. Some people cope with their stress in unhealthy ways, and some people, well, anything in excess is not good, but we saw Trina taking a drink and to try to calm her nerves. So I'm curious to see if Joy could convince her to actually go to counseling like Corey suggested. Moving along, Amara. So she's back in the groove of her music career, and she's gearing up to film a music video for a song, Muévate. I think that's how you say it, Muévate, Muévate. I'm not sure. She just recorded that song on last week's episode, so she's already ready to record a music video. And Mama La Negra is not feeling so well. So Amara says that her mother has a ton of health issues and high blood pressure is one of them, right? So then I'm saying to myself, so Amara, why you got your father around your mother and trying to force your mom and your father to be friends? I don't get it. No wonder her pressure probably high, but there's other reasons as well. And there's other health issues as well. And Mama La Negra is non-compliant, meaning she's not taking her medication the way that she's supposed to, when she's supposed to, and she's not adhering to a diet, right? So Amara, she ends up getting frustrated. She walks in her kitchen where her father just so happened to be sitting watching all of this. And she starts throwing out all of the pies, the breads, the junk food. And Amara's like, I'm going to let the doctor know that you're not taking your meds. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. Now, they end up going to the ER because Mama ain't taking her medicine. Like I said, the way she's supposed to. She was shaking. To me, seems like maybe her blood sugar probably was a little bit low because she's also diabetic. Now, on top of that, Amara thinks that she's pregnant. I say, Lord have mercy. That scene was a little bit weird. The way that the doctor came in and was like, oh, she could die. I mean... people could die getting hit by a truck. You know what I'm saying? Like, not very comforting, doc. But anyway, Amara flagged down the doctor and said, she hasn't been getting her cycle regularly and she thinks she might be pregnant. So there was blood drawn. So I guess we're going to have to wait to see if she is. I don't think she is. Probably not. I hope that she isn't. And she doesn't want to tell her mother because she doesn't want her mother to stress out. So once they get home, Mama La Negra is sweeping out the kitchen, okay, keeping herself busy. So Amara's like, no, you need to sit down. Amara pulls her father to the side to speak with her father. Now, remember, Papa La Negra and Mama La Negra are in Amara's house. Amara thinks it's a great idea for them to be under one roof. She wants everybody to be one big happy family. And not to mention, the father needed some place to live during the pandemic. Point blank period. Anywho, so Amara speaks with her father and she tells him, hey, I'm under a lot of stress. You see what I have to go through to take care of mommy. On top of that, I might be pregnant. And he got excited. And she was like, no, this is, you can't tell mommy. There's no excitement with this. Basically, she wants her father to help him with her mother going forward. He has other plans. He tells her that he plans on going back to DR and he got his place set up. The only reason why her father came is because when he was sick last year, he reached out to her and he sought help. And she helped him. So now he's all good. He got a clean bill of health, so it seems. He got that little nose hair hanging out that could use a trimming. That was very distracting watching this scene. And he about to go on about his business. So Amara feels abandoned yet again. Watch, Mama La Negra is going to say, I told you so, but it is what it is. All right, let's move on to Ace Hood and his Mama Blonde. Baby... So where the heck is Sheila? Sheila says she is tired of these shenanigans. She's tired of everything being about Ace Hood and his mammy. And she is tired. So she decides to, I think, where did she go? Orlando. So she's still in the state of Florida. But she decides to go up to Orlando. She's on her social media showing off her bathing suits and living her life. She just decided to get away, right? So Ace Hood and his sister are sitting down eating with their mother, right? His sister seems to have a very pleasant disposition. This is the sister that has the son, Xavier, who Ace Hood was mentoring and working out with and speaking, you know, uplifting and edifying words to last episode. Love it, love it, love it, right? Shout out to the uncles that are involved and hands-on. He's a great uncle. So Ace Hood, he meets up with his sister and a mama, Blondie. Now Ace's objective, he states, is to establish boundaries and express that to his mother. So I said, this should be interesting. I'm here for it. Ace, you have my full support in this scene at this point, right? Blondie tells Ace that she knows that it's hard for him because he has to satisfy his mother and his wife. I had to pause the TV. Let me tell you something. This woman makes my skin itch. Now, I'm not saying she's a terrible person. Her attitude really and her disposition is nasty. And it irritates the bleep out of me as a black woman. She's a black woman, so am I. It really irritates me. Anyway, let me calm down. Here's my question. Why does your son, your grown son who is married, he's a father to many, why does he doesn't live under your roof, he's the man of his house. Why does your son need to satisfy you? This woman is nuts. She really thinks that she is in competition or on the same level as her son's wife. Ace Hood is not your husband. He ain't your man. He is your son. He's not a child anymore. He is a man. He is married to Sheila. Blondie is toxic. Blondie proceeds to tell a lie. She tells Ace that Sheila had an attitude with her when they were talking. Lies. And this is where editing comes in. Shout out to production, because you know they will insert a clip debunking what someone says. Okay? I told y'all since the first episode of this season that this woman was sick in her head and she's a nasty woman with a nasty disposition. I know some people think that maybe Sheila is rude. No. Listen, Ace Hood's mama, I've seen many, many, many women like her. I have had slight experiences with women like her, that age group and even younger and even older. I know her type. I already know. Blondie proceeds to tell another lie, and the video footage proved she was lying again. She said that Sheila looked her in her face. This is at the Mother's Day brunch. Look at all these theatrics in the restaurant, loud and obnoxious in the restaurant, right? Putting on a show. Sheila said she looked at me in my face and just walked off. Sheila did not look her in the face and walk off, as Blondie stated. She is somebody that I would like to see on Iyanla. And it's not a matter of Iyanla chewing her out. I would just really be interested in what Iyanla would say to her and how Iyanla would help her come to terms with her nasty disposition, right? Now, after Blondie was done with her fables, right, Ace didn't interrupt her one bit. And I said, Ace is really trying, I really like him. I do. I like him and Sheila. I like their relationship. I like how they really try to communicate. Ace seems like he has emotional intelligence, right? He seems like he's very in tune with himself. So he let his mother go on with all her theatrics. So after Blondie was done with her fairy tales, right, Ace sticks up for his wife. And I immediately started to applaud, because he didn't really come to his wife's aid during the Mother's Day brunch. And I think he strategically did that to pacify his mama. Otherwise, his mother would have caused a huge scene, just like she did in this episode, right? Poor guy, man. Sheesh. Oh, so you can tell that he loves and respects his mother. I just don't see Blondie reciprocating that same respect, and that's a problem, because I don't know what her thought process is, but she's so manipulative. I seen it from the very first episode. Ace stated that he had to kind of cut her off because of how nasty she was being when he decided to leave his record label. Money wasn't coming in. She felt that he owed her something. She didn't care about what he was going through. She talked about the car and the money. This woman's toxic, man. Toxic. She's the type of woman that thinks that she can walk into a space and demand respect with like her bully tactics. And she needs to be told that SHIT don't work like that. It don't work. You don't demand respect. You command respect with how you present yourself and how you interact with people. Like, she's a bully, point blank, period. Now, he told his mother that she is playing the victim and she needs to stop being defensive. Now, as grown as that woman is, right, she begins to cry and she stated that she doesn't understand why Ace is saying what he's saying. Now, all of a sudden, Blondie is playing dumb. She starts crying, and I love how Ace and his sister, they weren't immediately moved by those tears because they've probably, in their adult life, they've probably tried to sit her down and talk to her about her ways. She starts playing the guilt trip game. Everybody says, Blondie, you too outspoken. Blondie, you did. Ma'am, you're too old for this. You are too old for this. And instead of admitting that she's embarrassed openly, or even to herself, just admit to herself and accept the fact that she's really embarrassed, she gets loud and defensive and she points the finger. And it's just like, I feel sorry for Ace and his sister. I really do, because that's a lot to deal with. And you have to have a specific level of patience or tolerance to deal with that, because I'm pretty sure this is not the first time that she's made these little ridiculous outbursts. Ace, then he tells her that, she's not used to her children, who are now adults, obviously, right, having these types of conversations with her. Ace said that, when they were young, they couldn't be honest because they would get slapped in their mouth. Toxic as bleep. I don't subscribe to that. I don't care what anybody thinks or says. I believe that children are people, okay? They are deserving of respect, just like you as a parent or an adult would want a child to respect you. It goes both ways. And I feel like if a child needs to express themselves, as a parent, our job is to teach them how to respectfully express themselves, but not shun them, smack them in the mouth when they express themselves. Blondie is exhausting. Okay? She is totally exhausting. She's not even taking in what Ace is saying, right? He's speaking to her, and almost at the end of every sentence, she's passing a snide remark while he's speaking, like, oh, well, I know, well, that's not why, well, I did. Ooh, she's exhausting. And I'm telling you, it's by the grace of God that Ace and his sister turned out with their heads screwed on straight, and they're both able to communicate their feelings effectively. Okay. Ace at this point wants to be done with the conversation, and I'm sure that's what Blondie wants. All that crying and hooting and hollering and carrying on. She's hoping to basically wear them down emotionally, right? So that they basically park the conversation, and then she can continue on with her reign of terror. And even his sister said, now, I'm not picking sides. Now, as an adult, she has to give a disclaimer to her mama. I'm not picking sides, because even if she was picking sides, she's basically saying that she would be on the side of Ace and the mama would be upset. So, you kind of have to coddle Blondie. Ain't nobody coddling you, ma'am. You look like you old enough to be on to utilize AARP. You got grandchildren. Ain't no coddling. I'm going to need you to get it together and tighten up. Okay? No, unacceptable. No excuses. When Ace was talking, I was getting so unnerved, and you can even tell by the tone I'm trying to calm down of this review. Like, I just wish she would have just shut up and listened. Ace can articulate himself. He can express himself. Blondie don't want to listen. Her attitude is her attitude reminds me of, like, when people refer or use the term strong black woman, her attitude is representative of that. Like, and I know it's not supposed to be that way. Strong black woman is supposed to have a positive connotation, but it seems to me that the people who are deemed strong black women are the neck rolling, I said what I said, that's right, because I don't need it, and I don't play that when it comes, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm raising these kids on my own. And I swear I hate it. I hate it. I don't like the term strong black woman. I don't use it unless I'm joking, because it's supposed to have a positive connotation, but it, to me, it's almost as if you're saying you're strong, you can deal with that. It's like you're supposed to be void of emotion, void of accountability, just sassy, boisterous, and very aggressive in a negative way, right? You know, if you get knocked down 20 times, if you get verbally abused, well, you strong, you a strong black woman. No, what about my feelings as a woman? Am I not entitled to show emotion? I have to be a hard rock all the time when I'm really a gem. So that's why I don't use the term. And Blondie, she gives me that terminology that I can't stand. So I really, you know, I said it before and I'm going to say it again. Blondie needs a stern ultimatum, because that's the only language that she understands is aggression, right? So granted, Ace wants to come to a place where he can understand his mother more and express himself. He just wants his mother to be open and vulnerable. But it's almost as if Blondie will be damned if she be vulnerable. She's got to be a hard rock. And that has to be, it's exhausting to watch. I can only imagine having to put up a front like that. You got to be exhausted, Blondie. And you're childish and you're immature. You have a nasty disposition, and you know that Sheila has anxiety. You know that she's very timid and non-confrontational, and you get some sort of sick joy out of being a bully to her. And boy, I tell you, the day that Sheila snaps, I hope that she doesn't snap. And I don't think that Sheila has to communicate with Ace's mother at all. You can do whatever you want to do, Miss Blondie. You can be as aggressive and loud as you want. And guess what? I don't have to deal with you. If I were Sheila, I don't have to deal with you at all. Good luck, Ace, because you're definitely going to need it. And if I was you, Ace, keep your mama away from your wife until Miss Blondie can understand that Sheila is Ace's wife and Blondie isn't. Until Blondie can understand, when you step in my house, respect is a two-way street. Until Blondie can understand that she's not in competition with Sheila, Blondie can stay right where she resides, where her mail goes. She can stay right in her zip code and her area code and wherever it is that she lives. Because she is not someone that is going to understand being soft-spoken. No. Speak her language. But again, Ace, you did a phenomenal job expressing yourself. You got it off your chest, and I applaud and commend him. Good luck, man. Good luck. That's all I got, y'all. Ain't got no more. I had to hop on here because, boy, Blondie, ooh, baby. And see, Blondie know what she doing, because if she had somebody if Ace was married to somebody who wasn't timid and didn't suffer from social anxiety or any sort of anxiety, I'm signing off, Royal Family. Drop down in the comments and let me know what you think. If you saw this episode, share your thoughts in the comments. I'm signing off. And as always, until next time, peace.